Hey everybody, welcome to week 5. I'm getting this video recorded a little later than usual because I had so many cool GIFs to look at. Um, those are really cool. Y'all did a great job this week. And hopefully you're feeling a little refreshed and recovered from the last few weeks of Maya. Um, and hopefully this week was also a little bit of time to play some catch up. So if anybody's feeling like you're kind of getting left behind, or if you're struggling with any of this, please reach out to me. Let me know. I am still doing the grading. So as you saw, I got discussions 1 through 3 graded over the weekend, and I've started looking at the Project One files. So I will hopefully have those done in the next few days, and you'll have some grades on that. And it's really not until I get that graded that I can start to look at the grades and see who may be struggling, right? So let me know if you are, if that's something that you feel like you're fighting with some stuff. My office hours are always open, or I can always schedule a new time with you if that's something you're needing to do. So I want to make sure that everybody can um, sort of move forward and not feel like that, because this semester is just a weird one for everyone, right? So let's go ahead and hop into D2L really quick and see what we got for this week. So jumping into the content section here, we are on week 5, and this semester is absolutely flying. So we are going to jump back into Maya a little bit this week, but just a little bit. It's not like a super big project. This week we're going to continue sort of our talking about animation and how to craft motion. And we're going to talk about the ways that like what we did last week was the concept of why things appear to be moving, right? Now what we're going to do is learn how to leverage some of that so we can create the exact motion that we want to create, right? I always like to tell people, learning to animate is easy. You just you hit S, you move an object, you hit S again. Like anybody, you could train a 2-year-old to do that, right? The hard part is learning how to make something move the way you want it to. And that's what this week is about, is learning some of that. And so let's, of course we've got our directions and our checklist, but let's just look at the content and the assessments for the week. So the first section, this is a section of the videos that are not me. Right? These are videos that you can find on the internet. But we're going to be talking about the 12 principles of animation. This is a very historically significant part of animation history. These two guys here wrote a book, and they were 2 of Disney's 9 old men who pretty much invented the art of animation as we know it. And in that book, they talk about the 12 principles of animation, and that's what we're going to be covering here. I often give lectures on the 12 principles of animation, but in this case, probably the better way is to watch some very well done videos about them that already exist. So we have The Illusion of Life. This is a very quick rundown of what those 12 principles are. And then we have a video for each of the 12 principles that dig into it a little bit more deeply, right? And then we talk about principle number 11, solid drawing is what principle 11 is. You'll see up here on the list. And why that still applies to 3D animation as well, right? And what is actually meant by solid drawing. The other thing we have in here, the next little lecture, these are videos I've made. And there's just a few of them. I think there's 4. Most of them are 10 to 5 to 10 minutes. And basically it's crafting something like this, right? It's being able to control your animation so what you create is a very specific, very precise motion, right? So again, like anybody can hit the S key twice. what we really have a hard time doing is making something move the way we want it to. And so this is some more complex keyframe manipulation. How do you manage those keyframes? What happens when you move them? What happens when you change them? How do you use that as your tool to craft the motion that you want to create? Right? So these are very helpful because this is primarily what we are focusing on in the animation concentration, particularly in stuff like character animation. So let's go back to our content, our week 5 content. So the other things we're going to look at here, we have a discussion board in here. So that's not correct. That is not. Sorry, let me edit that. I thought I'd taken out all of the hard-coded dates. That's Thursday. Let's say of this week at or by. Sorry about that. I still occasionally find typos. There they are. These aren't supposed to be in there. So, yeah. Sorry about that. So that was last week's dates. But again, Thursday of this week, Sunday of this week. So basically, you're going to download the maze file, and then you're just going to animate your arrow sort of flying through that maze. So the only rules for this project is that the arrow has to make it from the beginning to the end of the maze without going through any walls or doing something impossible. This one's full of typos. Let me, doing anything impossible, like going through walls. I'm not repeating myself there. Impossible. This is fun to watch me edit the class in real time, isn't it? So you get to choose a little bit. You know, what's the story you're telling? Is this arrow confident? Is it scared? Recognize that those things are all things that can be shown by the way you animate them, right? So then again, after you're done with that by Thursday, then comment on somebody else's 12 principles of animation. So this is a relatively quick turnaround. Again, like I've had people ask before, can I, you know, like maybe they're running late on Thursday and they're like, can I turn this in late? My advice is turn it in. Like, don't email me and ask me if you can turn it in. Just turn it in. If it's still open, like turn it in late. Worst case scenario is I may, you know, have to, you know, take a little bit of the points off for it. But this is a pretty important exercise in learning how to make things move. Of course, the other element here, again, I said I'm going to be grading this week. So you have your discussion to turn in, but let's say you spent last week working on some revisions. You can drop that into the revisions folder. Again, this folder will be there every week for the rest of the semester, and anything that you've already turned in, you can turn in a revision of it. So so that's there. Keep that in mind if you decide you want to turn in a revision. So hopefully, again, hopefully everybody's feeling confident, feeling like we're moving forward at the right pace. If you're having any issues whatsoever, slow me down or let me know, and I can work with you and help you catch up. So let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to y'all soon. Have a good week.